Well, hey, everybody. This is Don from the Vlog of Many Things. And with me tonight is our regular. We got Steve. We got Glenn. We got Tom. We got Tenkar from Tenkar's Tavern. And we have a very, very weird stranger here from the dark depths of the D&D dungeons, Chris Lundgren.
Thank you for having me.
Chris, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing okay.
All
Doing
right, man.
The only thing I want to give a praise report is thanks to letting me on last time. We're starting to get some movement on our little con out here in California. So thank you.
Nice.
Awesome. We got to do a show where we talk nothing about your con. We got to help you out, man. We got to help you out. So, how's everyone doing tonight? We'll start with Bob. Eric, how you doing tonight?
They say it's my birthday.
It is your birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hold on. Happy birthday to you.
I already had my parents call and do that
Happy
this morning.
birthday to you.
And thank God when we went out
Happy
for
birthday,
Eric.
my birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
But I am suffering from the rich food and the delicious ice cream we had afterwards.
Eric's like, you fucking
strawberry
assholes, every one of you.
Strawberry cheesecake ice cream.
I've had that.
That sounds
before. That's
delicious.
great.
I bet you your diabetes is
That's
actually wanting to crucify you right now.
Actually, my blood sugar didn't shoot up from that. I don't know why.
I have an answer for that. My endocrinologist told me that cheesecake takes up to 4 hours to digest in your stomach, and because of the high starch content, my endocrinologist said that I'm allowed to have that. So I noticed that too.
Cool.
Preferably just regular cheesecake, they said, but obviously you're skirting around the edges. But it's your birthday.
Skirting it with ice cream. Yeah, strawberry cheesecake.
But on a serious note tonight, and I'm being very serious when I say this, happy birthday to you, Eric. And actually, the reason why I was kind of pushing you behind the scenes to come on, because I wanted to sing you really happy birthday seriously and humiliate you in front of everybody.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
Shall I show my breasts also?
No,
my hairy breasts?
No, please don't. Please, I don't think I can handle it.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
I can't handle it.
Wait a minute. Steve likes this. Eric, shall I get gay down on? Steve, shall I get gay down on for Eric?
No.
He's quiet. Look at him. That's a way to shut him up. All I gotta do is talk. All I gotta do is break out gay down. He's not even talking right now. Oh, come on, Steve. It's a joke. Don't be mad.
No.
Steve, are you? Wait a minute. Is he like frozen?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're okay. You're moving now. Okay.
Yeah, and he unfroze. So.
But we got everybody in here. We got Thyatis, we got Valimir Cleaver, we got Foogly, we got Dan the Final Arbiter, we've got Robert Stanton. How you doing? Everybody's in tonight, evening. That's right. Happy birthday, Eric. By the way, what are you turning this year? What, 32? 36?
Yes. 59.
10 years younger than me.
You know, so
Eric is turning 59. So am I. But this is the interesting part. Eric is turning 59 today.
Right.
I'm turning 59 in December. Tom, how old are you right now?
I've been 49 for 10 years straight.
Come on, don't bullshit. How old are you right now?
49, 10 years straight.
Oh, he is so full of shit. He is 59.
He's not good full of shit.
So we are all going on 59, if not 59. Or Steve, how old are you?
54.
54, and Glenn, you are what? 62?
69.
69.
Holy shit!
And Chris is actually ran from the camera, going, "Hell with this show tonight."
Making his age, I know that.
I actually turned 59 on Pi Day.
Yes, you did.
Sorry for disagreeing.
And Chris, how old are you, by the way? Be nosy here.
Be nosy all you want. I'm 59, going to be 60 in April.
Isn't this weird? Eric is 59. Chris is 59. Tom is 59. I'm going to be 59 in December. Glenn is 69. And, of course, Steve's got to be the outlier. 50, you said 4 or 3?
4.
4. So, you know what? It's the 9s, man. The Nazgul. We are the Nazgul. The 9s.
You guys are old. Excuse me. This is OSR.
Yes, it is. Thias goes, you guys are old. Yes, we are, but like fine wine.
Oh, you mean the original school
age.
Renaissance? That's what I prefer to use the term. We are the original school Renaissance. We are the
I call
I-
old school rebellion.
You know, it's pretty bad when my daughters go, Dad, man, because you asked this question, ask your kids this question. At what year do you start being old if you were born at? And when they look at you and go, well, if you were born like after 1997.
So that makes us like curdled cheese.
Oh, man, I'm like molded curdled cheese.
I'll have a funny
So-
story. I have a funny story when I worked at Knott's Berry Farm in my 30s, right?
Oh boy.
I'll try to keep it short. I was working the mine ride. If you've ever been to California, there's the Calico.
I worked the Halloween mine ride.
So I worked
guys
at the
got
mine ride
some
for
in
8 years.
common.
I was there until the year 2000. And this little kid comes up to me and he said to me, I'll never forget. And he said, what was your favorite movie when you were my age? And I said, oh, Star Wars. And without batting an eye, remember that was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
He said, you're that old? You ever see
Did you like turn the ride up like where it goes like nauseatingly crankily like
No, I just pushed him off the side of the mountain and just watched him fall off the
Awesome.
side.
There you go. Right into the pit, right?
No,
So
it's
let's
a
get
cool
this out
ride.
of the way just in case Eric is not feeling well. Because Eric,
Yeah, sorry, Eric. Sorry.
Eric, I gotta ask you a question. You heard some rumors today from Gen Con or some goosey juicy stuff. What is it?
Oh no, I was watching the D&D presentation, but it was all 5e stuff.
I had a
But-
phone call with Watsy today.
Okay. Oh.
They're supposed to be making a big move or try to appeal to the older generation at
Well,
Gen Con or something.
Well, here's the thing. This was all 5e stuff. Luke
Yep.
Gygax was there. Joe Manganiello was there.
Of course.
That was actually pretty good because he was kind of like persona non grata under the old leadership. Tracy Hickman was there. So Dragonlance is coming back underneath Weiss and Hickman's.
Yeah, I heard that.
That's a good move.
That's a very
Okay.
good move.
tonight.
But
Grey-
for 5e, by the way, folks, this is
right.
not
This is
OSR.
all for 5e stuff, folks. Greyhawk, Luke is going to do some of his father's unfinished work. Whatever that means.
Yep.
And Dark Sun. Now, people knew Dark Sun was coming back. But,
Really, I heard it wasn't for the
It
longest time.
was.
'cause
It is coming back.
But
Good.
here's the
But
thing.
different.
Their
Of
market. No, it's coming back under a mature label, shrink wrapped, so you can't look at the book
Yeah.
in the store.
Yeah.
Well, that's like in 3.5 when they did the Book of Darkness or whatever.
Yeah.
it
You know,
was.
but you know what? I'm okay with that because you know what? If they want to do that, then do it. But at least they're bringing it freaking
Oh.
back.
But the thing is, when we played this back in the 90s, we had cannibalistic halflings, slavery,
What's wrong
defiling,
with that?
and no warning labels. So, by the way, one thing that
And our parents didn't
So-
know where we were at 10 o'clock at night. Remember
Yeah.
that?
Real quick, Valamir asked a quick question, Eric. Was
What?
there any /Deathbringers dirt? I know the answer, but I'll let you answer it.
No, not yet. No, I haven't heard it yet. I'll listen to it. But what else? Star Wars is coming back under
is.
D&D.
They got the license again.
They got the license.
License again, yeah. they
Now, something they didn't announce, but was on the graphic. Vampire the Masquerade is apparently going to be underneath a D&D other universes thing. Ravenloft is going third party. Cobalt Games has a license to write Forgotten Realms stuff.
Forgotten Realms, yep.
There was another one I forgot, but
Yep.
one that stuck out to me is D&D Beyond. We all talk about they want licenses. They want your money. So now they're putting an app together for you to use at the table on your phone, so you can play in real life using D&D Beyond. And they're adding a looking for group feature for actual physical groups.
Yep.
And this is the one that I think most people are going to.
Ready? Here it comes.
Paid DM services that they're linking with.
Bing.
99 cents for your first session. And by the way, folks, I did a quick video on this. It'll go up after later on tonight at some point. But there was silence when they announced that part.
Yeah, very quiet.
It was like
chirp, chirp, chirp,
they were
chirp.
expecting people to go, "Oh, you have qualified DMs. You have qualified DMs for free."
That's the thing about this. It's like I get what they're doing, but never mind. I'll keep my mouth fucking shut.
I'll take the heat.
All right, take the heat, sir.
I'll take the heat. This is an old grognard on the West Coast. Let's the West Coast take the heat for once. Like we don't. The whole thing with the paid GM thing, I'm gonna get some hate for it, but okay, I'm out in the public sphere.
It's called DM. Be a grognard, embrace the suck.
I like referee, but that's okay.
Fine.
I prefer being called a GM because I have more options in my repertoire than just one system. But I have a dice tray supposed to be made that says, "Don't call me DM, call me a GM."
Fine.
So the heat is this. I understand the concept of a paid GM, but I don't think it's in the spirit of role playing. I think that I'm under no illusion that people want to make a living.
Yeah.
But I am sick and tired on my Facebook group that I run that has over almost 850 people. And I have to constantly tell people, don't post paid DM.
But the thing is,
Chris, it's constant.
But the thing is, in all honesty, okay, real quick, let's get this. I got Scott Mulder says, so would Hasbro own your DM content if you work for them as a paid DM? Don't know. You have to look at you look at the user agreement that people never read.
Right. And you're not working directly for them. You're working for a third-party company that they're licensing with them, but you know that they're getting a piece of the pie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess my thing with you, Chris, is this. Okay, I don't have a D&D group, but I'm a admin of the second or the AD&D group on one of the AD&D groups on Facebook. We got 80,000 members. And my question is this is I know that paid DMing is not popular with the majority of people, but to me, I kind of go the opposite way. If somebody wants to select their services out there and say, I'm going to be a DM, pay me $10 for my services, you know what? It's sooner or later, if they suck at what they do, word's going to get out about them and they're not going to do it. So my question is this. It's okay to me to say not allowed, but if you're going to, and I'm not knocking you, I'm actually supporting you in one thing. It's okay to me to say not allowed, but for those groups that allow it, then you also have to allow the ability for people to go in and say, Don sucks as a DM.
That I agree with.
Because you can't have one without the other. You got to be able to have that balance.
I think I guess where I'm conflicted is as supporting capitalism in a general sense.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in a free marketplace. So yes, I wouldn't ban it, but the oversaturation of it is too much of a problem. I think when you see in Discord, which now I just joined finally, and I'm learning the ropes. It's just rampant. It's like as soon as somebody posts, "Hey, is there a GM that runs XYZ?" 10 or 11 posts replies are all from paid GMs, and then I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting too old, and maybe I'm becoming a gatekeeper and I don't want to do that, but we grew up at a different time. I never had a hard time finding a GM when I was growing up, and I
didn't either. Real quick question. This is kind of an interesting thing to me. So what are Eric, let's go around the block here. Eric, what is your opinion on DMs in groups, paid DMs and all that? What are your thoughts? You're kind of like the BX god here.
Yeah, well, I would never do. Somebody wanted me to pretty much, I don't know, do a paid tutoring. I'm like, I can't do it because.
Real quick, Eric.
Yeah.
Buster from TN says Yelp for paid DMs. Gentlemen, we're going to get into Yelp type sites here. one that I'm developing, and I cannot wait to talk about it. Go ahead, Eric. Sorry about that.
But once you put pay into it, you change the dynamics of the session. Okay, there's no, it. So the closest thing to being a paid DM is, hey, I went to a convention. I'm a special guest. I am paying it back by giving these players a good session, and that's great. Yep. But you're not being handed a check for I don't know, $50 or $100. I know people do it, and
I don't agree with that. That's way too much.
I listen. Whatever the market can bear. However, when your publisher gets involved in that, then I have it muddies the waters. It really does. That's my opinion.
I have to take a quick phone call, guys. I apologize.
No, you take your time, my friend. The thing with me, Eric, is this: is I agree with you about that, but to me, when I say paid GM, I'm more of the flow of if a guy's going to run. Like, okay, let's just pick on me, okay? I'll use me as an example. Don's going to run my game this weekend, and all of you guys are coming over. And I say, hey, guys, can you pitch in $5 a piece because I'm supplying the beer, I'm supplying the chili, and all that stuff. I don't mind throwing a few bucks to the guy hosting the game because he's put money out to make our experience better, And, if you have somebody like Stefan Picorni, who really puts on like an experience. Like Stefan puts on a game, okay? I don't mind, but my question for everybody is this then. What is the dollar cutoff? Like what, Eric, and again, let's go around the block here. What, Eric, is your like reasonable versus you're fucked in the head for even thinking you're going to charge that?
If it was $10 a head for a 4-hour session, you got 5 players. All right, I think that's fair.
But I'm listening. I'm looking for something, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think about it because I would never pay for it, and I would never get paid for it.
Yeah, I would never charge for it. But to me, this is my point of view, and maybe that is the old school part of it, is if I'm going to invite Steve, Glenn, Tom, and everybody else to my game at my house, if I'm going to make a pot of chili, I'm not expecting you guys to pay for a fucking bowl of chili. Go ahead. I'm making, because that's what I do. I usually make chili at my games. I'll do a pot of chili or a pot of beef stew, something that is bowl and a spoon that's not nasty for the fingers. It's on the stove. If you don't want any right now, maybe you want some in an hour. Grab, like my mom used to say, grab a root and growl, So, but the thing is, these people, and I'm going to pick on a few people like Satine Phoenix, who charges, I think her going rate right now is $350 a head, minimum 5 people.
Oh,
go ahead, Tom.
No, I was just I'm mind blown by that.
$350 a head, not head, a head.
Well,
yeah, I found wasn't Ernie Jr. charging something similar?
God, that was mean to me.
Well, there's a guy that's hit me up not too long ago, and I don't know if that's unreasonable, but he was charging $65 a head.
Well, let me ask you a question. What was he offering? What was he offering, Chris?
He was offering to run Mothership for $65.
Yeah, but what did you get for the $65 besides his presence?
I don't know, because I said no, thank you.
You were just laughing like I would be, like uncontrollably.
Yeah, he hit me on Facebook Messenger just randomly, and he said, "Hey, I want to. I'd be willing to run a game at your convention for $65 a head."
Oh my God, I had a guy like that.
And I'm like, I said, do you realize we're a nonprofit 501c? It's right in our flyer.
Is this for your convention?
This was a guy that just saw our flyer. That, by the way, if I can share that again sometime, I appreciate it.
No, you're absolutely free to do it, my friend.
Yeah, he just responded to the flyer at a game store, and he found me on Facebook Messenger. He said, "Hey, I heard about your convention. I hear you're looking to help role-playing games, because I can do it in the evening, and I know you're looking for OSR or new OSR. I do Mothership." And I'm like, "Oh, great." He says, "Cool. We have an agreement, $65 a person per table." I'm like, no, not for $65 a person.
Yeah, I had a guy for
That's more than
WizardCon.
that's more than our convention for 2 days, which is
Yeah.
$40 for the whole convention. I'm not going to tell him he can come in and charge people who've already paid to come to the convention an additional $65. And he said, "Well, that's what we do at Gen Con."
That's Gen Con.
I
Yeah,
know.
we're a little bit. We had the same thing with a guy who they're actually a local group of gamers who run a game called oh shit, what is it called?
Flames of War.
Was it?
Was it Flames of War?
No, it's the one that where it's like it's World War II.
Bolt
guys-
action.
Bolt action.
Bolt
What they
action.
were was they wanted us to dedicate 20 tables to them all weekend. And I was like,
Was it a tournament? Because bolt
no,
action
no,
can
they're
take a lot
just
of-
they're just bolt action players. They wanted their club to come in, and I'm like, I respect that, but we just can't do that. I can give you a couple tables, and they
It's all
got
relative.
pissed.
It's all relative to the size. I mean, if
They
they,
got
went to,
pissy with me though.
Didn't
well,
they?
where were they located, Don? Because
Kalamazoo, Michigan, and they
So
ended
they're
up
not
block. They blocked me from their page, and then they blacklisted WizardCon because they said that we were not gamer friendly.
It didn't
Why didn't you just go to Historicon? Historicon had 750 events.
Go ahead, Tom. You were
For
going to say something.
historicals. That's
Well, I want to give a little bit of the devil's advocate on the paid DM.
Sure.
Go
ahead.
You're
So
breaking up. I
back-
can't hear you. What? Sorry. I'm just being sure.
Back in the day, in the 80s, my mother heard that somebody was running a D&D seminar at the community center, $10 a person. She paid for me and my other two friends who I played D&D with, and the three of us went. And what it was this guy was just running a castle siege with 10 of us defending and 20 attacking. And he just refereed that, and he really wasn't running D&D. I mean, it was AD&D first edition rules.
Sounds like chainmail.
But so 30 kids, $10 a head. He made a good amount of money back in the 80s, and he just kept doing this. He just kept doing this over and over again. I only did it the one time, and it was a great experience. But also, if you go on startplaying.games, I actually
Hold
put
on,
the link in
real
the
quick. They've got URLs now that end in .games.
Yes, that's been
Oh
around
my
for a while.
god, I'm all over that shit. Hold on. Oh boy.
Oh, you didn't know about that TLD?
No.
Oh yeah, that's been a thing
So-
for a while.
Yeah.
If you go on start playing, you can look. There are sessions on there, and the going rate seems to be between $20 and $45 a head per session.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
to play D&D or anything.
The only advantage I
You know,
can think of
just-
something like that from let me play the devil's advocate. Now I've looked at it. The only thing I could think of is where that would really help. Like, let's say like you're in a real rural area of the United States, or you're up in Alaska or someplace where there's no game store, and you maybe have a town with less than 100 people in it. Those do exist. Then that might be worth it. But when you're living in a large metropolitan area, like let's say Los Angeles or Chicago or Dallas or someplace where there's literally a lot of clubs and a lot of different things and game stores, I think there's a little bit of give and take there. But I can see someone where that's pregnant, or maybe you're disabled. Like for instance, when I do my Osric game for my friend that's bedridden and his disabled wife, right? They're homebound. They can't go anywhere. So I do everything via Jitsi,
Right.
which is a Zoom alternative. And I've been running Osric game, my Greyhawk game for them for going on 5 years now, right? But I don't charge for them. I don't charge them. So there is options out there where you can play, network, and use software that's out there where you don't have to pay. But again, the capitalist in me, I guess, I just, like I said, maybe I'm just getting old, grouchy, and I get off my lawn kind of person.
We're all old and grouchy. We're 59 almost.
So, society's changed. Also the kids nowadays, they don't want to be social. They want to do it all on their phones. So if they can, they Then they don't have to human interact. They can just interact, but I'm sensitive. What if I say the wrong thing? Well, thank goodness I'm not there. I'm not there. I'm behind my safety net, I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Real quick,
Yeah.
just let everybody know, I'm going to be letting everybody know that this is Dot Game. Sorry about that. This is Eric's free
The Tavern's Handbook.
yes, the Tavern's Handbook. Sorry about that.
I'm going to be printing that out, Eric. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, well, I'm working on a POD. Well, it's going to be at cost. I'm going to probably do Amazon. James Bond wants to do Lulu.
No Lulu. Bad.
Well, if they can do
Drop
Coil,
your RPG.
Let me ask a question real quick about POD. We're gonna get into this subject real quick. So, what are you looking to do? Are you looking to just have a POD place that does one at a time? They ship it and do.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I can't do that. I want to get in that so bad, but I just can't. It's not financially feasible for me. I gotta be able. I mean, I'm already doing I have a. And Eric knows who this is, but I cannot disclose this person. They're very well known in the gaming industry. I have an NDA with them, but I'm already fulfilling his game system. But we're also doing we're doing what's his name's James Michael Spahns.
Right.
So the service we're offering to people now is, and we're going to start really pushing this, is we want to start going where like people have a Kickstarter. And what we do is we give them like the graphics to help with their Kickstarter. We give them all the advertising stuff. And then, once they are done, we print their books. We fulfill by shipping their books to all their customers for them. So we're doing that for a couple creators. And, like with James Michael Spahn, we're helping him out. We just did posters for him. We did like a real quick free, in fact, it's on my computer, on my screens. We have like a background wallpaper for people. He's giving away for free. So we're doing that. But I would love to be able to POD where it's like one at a time, but it's just not. We just can't do it. We're not set up for that. But I would love to, But yeah.
Yeah, but Don, I bet if you printed up say 100 of Eric's Tavern Handbook,
I can do that
and had it at WizardCon, and just be like, whatever the price, let's say $5. Hey, $5.
Absolutely happy to help. That's actually what I was gonna kind of do as a surprise to Eric. I was gonna make, and I'm just gonna say this. My plan is I'm gonna make a dozen hardcover deluxe versions of it.
Oh, gee, dude.
And that way, I want you to have something special. And then Eric will sign each one, and then we will auction off the rest of them for charity. Cool. And then also, yes, I got it. I already responded. And then also along with that, I think what's a really cool idea is to go ahead and, do the soft cover versions like a spiral bound, just something where it can be open top. The nice thing about spiral bound is you can like open it formally flat on the table.
Flat, yes.
But we talked about POD, and the problem with POD is man, I really want to get into it because, like with James Michael Spahn, our book pricing to James Michael Spahn was less than Lulu by far. Like we beat Lulu out of the water.
The only thing I ever got from Lulu was I got my 2.0 first Osric book, and then I had the Black. Who's the company? The Blacks. Oh, I can't think of it now. That does the Osric 2.0. That does a better job.
Black Blade Publishing.
Yes.
What is it?
Black Blade. My Lulu one started separating within 6 months of it. Got it.
What's the name of it, real quick? I'm sorry. Black what?
Black Blade Publishing. Black Blade.
Yeah, he doesn't.
They don't print on their own. They might use the trolls for their printing. I'm not quite sure.
Oh, wait a minute. They don't do printing themselves. They do.
No.
Oh, never mind. See, what we want to do is we're trying to do like with James Michael Spahn. We're trying to give people who do Kickstarters like a very easy one-stop solution where, even if they don't want to use this for the pre-Kickstarter stuff, but when it's all done, we can print their books for them. We can go ahead and make sure all their fulfillment is done. All their stuff is, we can provide their, little things like with James Michael Spahn, and also this other one we're doing is like we do stickers for people. And that matters, believe it or not. Giving somebody a free sticker in their package is a cool little bonus.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
But that's what we're wanting to do, is to basically offer people that. But real quick, it's a free one. Here's Eric's link direct, by the way.
Yeah, by the way, thanks for doing that, Eric. That thing is amazing. I downloaded it. Thank you
really
so
cool.
much.
Thank you. I people have been asking for it for literally months.
There it is.
And I realized, an ethical use of AI is to actually go through my own transcripts and put it into a format that is shareable and usable without me spending 3 or 4 weeks doing it myself.
You don't have to justify it. People get upset, Eric. You do.
Oh, I know. No, but I was like this. I was like, why did I not think of it? I use AI for my thumbnails. I use it to polish my scripts. I go, why did I not think of that before?
And Dan, the final arbiter, says something. Lulu's fine. Dan, I gotta say something. No, they're not. And this is the reason why.
Yeah.
Because they're very, very expensive.
Oh yeah, they're only worthwhile when you got like the coupon codes around Christmas and Black Friday.
Yeah,
But
and the quality of their printing, it starts separating within 6 months.
Their binding sucks. Their binding sucks.
I had to get
good.
the Black Blade one, even though I've now switched to the 3.0, which is a superior version of Osric. There's no doubt, because I have it. I've been reading it. I showed you it before. But the Black Blade, the way they ship too, was just talking about an ethical guy that does it. It was so wrapped up, it took me almost 15 minutes to unwrap each book, because he double wrapped it and triple wrapped it and then put that wrapping in a box, and then that box was wrapped. And it was just like, it was like the joke when you were a kid, where someone just keep putting it in a package, and after a package, it took me like 15 minutes, but it was pristine.
Well,
and that book held up.
The thing is, Thea says he wants my opinion, my full opinion on Lulu. This is the problem I have, is that the problem I have with Lulu is, number one, they're extremely expensive. And I am sorry,
They are.
but when you have an operation the size of Lulu and I can beat them, even on low print run, that is indicative of price gouging your customers.
Mhm.
Number two, the quality of Lulu is absolutely abysmal when it comes to binding and printing. And yes, when when I dealt with James Michael Spahn, James will tell you, we really dug into, James, we're going to talk about paper now. We're going to talk about color now, because it's color. These are the things that you don't get with Lulu and other places, is, and again, I'm trying, it's an advertisement for Wizard Tower, but the thing is, there is a difference between 70-pound and 50-pound paper. There, and I hate the term deluxe color. I despise it, because using color as a weapon against people is bullshit. Because that's what they do. They weaponize color, because they try to say, like, I'll give an example, and this is true, by the way. A 200-page book through like Lightning Source, okay, full color, a 200-page full color hardcover book, for a publisher with an account, runs about $22, okay. But if you want deluxe color, it's $34. So what's the difference between deluxe color and regular color? All it is percentage of color inside the tactile layout of the actual color spectrum that you're laying out in the book. So what you're getting is this. For regular color through all these guys, it's about 40% saturation. Deluxe color is 50%. So what you're telling me is this, is if I'm going to throw a little bit more ink on that page, you should have to pay me 75% more retail. That's bullshit. So as an example, and James will tell you about us is I just think that when you're ordering color from a company, listen, are you because I have two metrics. What kind of color do you want? Are you doing a standard color book or are you doing a photography book? That's the difference because photography book as an example is this. It's gloss, high color, like you can see the gloss there. That's photography color, like really, really deep, rich color. It's what I do my custom prints in for my custom artwork. Regular artwork is different. And the reason why they get you is this, and this is how they nail you. This pisses me off, is there's no difference in color saturation when you go deluxe color. Do you know how they? There's none.
It's just a marketing tool then.
Yeah, you know what the difference is? It's whether, because this is what you'll find. When you go to Lulu and you say, I want deluxe color with them, they'll charge you all this extra money. But you know where they get you at? It has nothing to do with the color, and it has nothing to do with the ink saturation. It's one thing and one thing only. When you go deluxe cover or color, they go with a semi-gloss paper. When you go standard, they go matte color or they go matte paper. That's it. It has nothing to do with the ink. It has nothing to do with the percentage of color, because the difference is if I took this, and I'm using this because it's purple, the bright colors. If I did this, okay, in matte, and I showed you side by side, you'd be like, damn, Don, you used a big difference in color ink in that. No, it's the paper. It's exactly, because what people don't get is gloss paper takes ink and it just I don't know how to explain it.
It's like when you do your miniatures, when you paint your miniatures, it's the same principle. It brings out all the highlights and brings the colors to flash out.
I call it this. Gloss paper, and I hate to say this like this because I know I'm going to offend some people, but gloss paper really makes love to ink, whereas matte just kind of lays there, and that's the difference. Is there's a true difference. I'm actually doing a video this weekend. One of my authors asked me to do it. Is I'm going to show you in our print shop the actual color printing of matte. The same image, same color percentage. We're going to show you the percentage on the computer screen, but we're going to show you matte versus gloss. And it's going to blow your mind. No, it's really going to blow your mind.
Now, comparably, it's the same topic, but it's because I've been on the receiving end. Like I said, I've only done Lulu once, but overall, for just general use at home, except for the long wait, like 6 to 8 weeks to get a book from drive-through and POD, their stuff has not arrived in really bad shape. I mean, it is what it is, but I get the cheaper, and I know what I'm going into. But
Agile Monk, how you doing, my friend?
Hey, Agile, good to have you.
Eric, what away?
So I don't know, maybe from the consumer point of view, drive-through has been good for me, but I would never go back to Lulu unless it's the only place that has it. There's been like
Lulu's absolute.
I started leaning more towards Lulu because Drive-Thru RPG decided not to do saddle stitching anymore.
Well, the thing is that's just the problem is we do saddle stitching.
Yes,
and the problem with saddle stitching is in all fairness to places like like Lightning Source and such and this is why Amazon doesn't offer it is it's specialized machinery, but there's not a big call for it because a lot of people don't look for staple bound books. They just don't.
I got my friend, I forget his, he did stuff for Creep Show, and they were like 10 pages, and all of a sudden, the drive-thru is doing like the perfect bind, and it's like, yeah, that's nice, and the pages start coming out. Just didn't work. And the author didn't even know that. I had to bring that attention to him. They're not doing that saddle stitching. What? And boy, did he have a lot of things to say about them.
Yeah, real quick. Scott Mulder says, Tom, this is for you. Tom V. Streel bad. No Streel stickers. War tech only because the stickers peel off and can be detonated. Yeah. And Tom, real quick. What
Don
was
this sticker for me?
I was about to say, what was the awesome printer that made those for you?
It was with the tower. And he upgraded me to holographic
Yes,
paper.
I did. How's a hologram? You like those?
I like those. Those are great.
They're pretty cool. Aren't they pretty cool?
I have a few extras that I'll probably be schlepping off at ShireCon.
Excellent.
At my game.
I really want to go to ShireCon this year. We're not even getting on topic right now, but you know what? It's okay. I really want to get to ShireCon, but Agile, I hope you're feeling better, my friend. I know you're not feeling well lately. I hope everything's good.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Agile.
Agile Monk says, of this, and I have knowledge of the realities of printing and differences in USA, European, Canadian, and Chinese offerings. Yes, he does. Maximilian SMH, and they do 70, 80.
So let me guess. His favorite is Chinese?
Yeah, yeah, Agile Monk. I bet you that's that was a good one. And by the way, Eric is somewhere. I guess Eric took off. So.
Yeah, he said he had to get going. He did say in private chat.
No problem. He's good. But
he's probably going back for more of that cheesecake.
Yeah. Jealous.
Yeah, I just saw his comment. Gotta go. Literally.
Yeah, gotta go. The thing is this is, and yeah, I'm a little bit of the thing, but support your U.S. publisher.
100%. So where is Lulu based out of? That I do not know. Where are
I
they?
think they're out of Georgia or Tennessee. One of the two.
Drive Through RPG. Where do they do their printing?
I do not know.
That's a good question.
Yeah,
from the tabletop community, we should find out because I 100% agree.
Yeah, real quick. Now that he mentioned it, I knew about this, but I didn't want to out him. Agile Monk had a surgical procedure today. Agile, John, I hope you are really doing well, my friend. I want you real quick, and I'm going to take a moment here real quick because let me tell you something. Agile Monk is really a man who has character. And, the nice thing I like about Agile is he's no bullshit. You know where you stand with him. But he is a hell of a good man. I really hope that your procedure went well today, my friend. I really do. Been really thinking about you today.
Keep you in my prayers, Agile. Keep you in my prayers.
Fugly says, go ahead.
I just Googled where does Lightning Source print their products. It says
Lightning Source.
Manufacturing facilities located in the United States, United Kingdom, France, Australia, and the United Arab Emirates.
Mm-hmm.
So,
they do UAE now? I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wow, they're in the UAE. Woohoo!
In the U.S., they're in Tennessee and and Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm. So real quick, drive through. The reason why Tom's mentioning Lightning Source, for those who don't know, Drive Through RPG uses Lightning Source. When you buy something from Drive Through RPG, your package will literally come with a Lightning Source label.
Yeah.
I
can testify to that.
Yep.
It just takes a long time. 6 to 8 weeks it takes forever just for something to arrive.
But we're starting to help people on Kickstarter by doing the fulfillment. Creators are free to we're under an NDA on some creators, so they're free to talk about us if they want, and then we can talk about them. But the big thing with us is and I'm gonna tell you something, and it Drive Through RPG, or excuse me, Lightning Source makes a good product. They're good printers and binders. They really are. You just got to ask for the right thing, because there is a difference in what they do. And that's the thing people really don't understand about printing and binding. Is there a difference between 70-pound paper and 50-pound? Hell yes.
Yeah.
Because even the color lays better on a 70-pound paper than it does a 50. So, yes, it costs more, gentlemen and ladies who are out there, to print on heavier weight paper, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
It really is. And if you're going to do, especially black and white, not too much to worry. But if you're going to do color, man, come on, people. Spring the extra 5 cents a page. I mean, it's worth it. You know?
When I was doing art all the time, I went for 90-pound paper.
90-pound is some heavy freaking crap. How the hell do you even turn the? That is like
you want
that's
that
like a freaking 200 GSM, man.
You want that much if you're doing watercolor.
Oh, watercolor is different. Yeah, watercolor because the way the paper soaks. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, but the thing is, if you're printing a watercolor image, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it doesn't matter then. But
yeah,
70, 85, 90-pound paper. That's when you're really getting into the good quality stuff.
Well, standard paper is 50. 70-pound is the best that usually most printers offer. But then you get into whether or not you're going to get into a gloss paper or you're going to get into a semi-gloss, which they use the term a lot. You'll see this a lot of times, eggshell.
Mm-hmm.
Eggshell is semi-gloss. And, you know, it does matter because, and it matters how the heavier paper, the better it looks. And also keep in mind that give an example. Okay, this is a shit book that I bought on Amazon. It's about maps. This is probably the crappiest book I've ever seen Amazon sell. And it's from Amazon. They, it's their 9000 code ISBN, and it's just the most crappy book, like even laid out horribly. And it's a book of maps. And all they've done is they went to the free map generator that's out there online. They printed maps from that and put it in the book. Sorry, but it is what it is. And the cover is almost as thick as the pages. Seriously, guys, I'm not joking. It's like, did Amazon create like ultra thin shit? Because that's what it is.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Paper's critical. But yeah, Agile Monk, get better, my friend. You need to just chill out tonight and just worry about you. We're all fine.
So we've been spinning the wheels here.
Yeah.
I want to ask Chris. There was something you wanted to come on the show to talk about. Was there something specific?
Yeah, real quick. I mean, interrupt with Chris. We were going to get into talking about how people utilize social media to ruin other people and to attack other people. I think what we need to do is we need to bump that subject to maybe Tuesday night if everybody's free, because we really need more than 9 minutes to do this topic.
Yeah, probably.
So, Chris, you are invited to whatever night you want to go next week. We're free. But we kind of got on a tangent here.
Yeah, we did.
Real quick, Fugly says, I've only had one thing published, an adventure for a convention. I use a printer in Dallas. I don't know if it was a good deal, but I was happy. $330 for 110 copies, 26 pages. Did you get a good deal? The problem is a lot of printers have what they call minimums. So they have a minimum price. We have a minimum price because we have to fire up our machines. We have to fill our inkwells up. There's a lot of shit that goes into getting a book printed. It's not just going hit print like on your home printers and it goes. It takes a lot of effort. So did you get a good deal for $330 for 110 copies? That's like $3 a copy, $2.95 a copy. Maybe,
depends on the quality of what the product is when it comes out of those printers. It's all relative. That's hard until you actually look at the product yourself. Exactly. I mean, I guess if you're at the end user, and if the answer in the simplest matter would be, In my
Are you
opinion, yeah.
happy?
Are you happy? And if
Being-
you're not happy, then that's your answer. It's like it's a simple. You answer your question with your own question. You shouldn't have to outsource that question. I can see why he did it, but in the end of the day,
Yeah.
he's going to be holding the product in his hand, and if you wouldn't accept that, if you had been on the receiving end as a customer, then obviously you got ripped off. That's the end of it. Because when you put a product out there, which I've never done, but if I were, that carries your name and your reputation. And once it gets out in the public,
Exactly.
that's when you're open to attacks. Because once you open yourself up to any type of attack, especially in social media, it just spirals out of control. It's like lighting a match and watching that fuse just go across the canyon and boom, it explodes. And then you're just trying to
Bingo.
put out fires. It's just like
See-
me with the flyer I had from our convention. One thing on the flyer, and boom, I got a bunch of hate, and because everybody assumes we're a huge con, that we have this massive community it's a fan-driven 501c convention with good intentions, but we're at that initial, we're not tiny, but we're small enough where we still have to fight to get volunteers, and so sometimes we have to cut around those edges. But people that are not involved in the hobby or the community, it's like being an army that shoots its own soldiers before they even go to the front line.
Yep.
That's what it really comes down to.
Yep. And real quick, Frugal GM, how you doing, my friend, says it was a donation to the convention, came out pretty good, and any real issues with the end result were from my input, not the print job. And see, that's the whole thing. And Chris has a good point. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, I guess, the cost, because everybody has their idea of a good deal. And I kind of akin it to either food or drink, I don't mind buying a $40 bottle of rum because it's good quality rum. But there's people out there that'll say, holy shit, I ain't gonna say, I buy the $15 bottle, I'm happy with it. That's fine, because you're happy with it. And it's it's the same thing with anything. It's like, with Tom, I'll use Tom as an example, like minis. A lot of people say, I'm happy with that quality of mini, but Tom, who is picky because he does a lot of minis, might look at that and go, that ain't worth that kind of money. Whereas somebody else goes, but I'm happy with it. So at the end of the day, if you're happy with the book, then it's a good deal. That's where it's at. And a lot of people love Lulu. I don't, but hate to say it like this, but it's easy for me to be, how do I want to put this? I mean, it's easy for me to hate on another binder and printer because I do it.
I would
It's
think
like
the frustrating.
Steve.
I think the frustrating thing for you, Don, is probably when you give advice to somebody when you're in the industry you're at, and it's going to come out crappy, and they say to you, "Oh, it's okay, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with that. That's okay, that's okay."
Yeah.
And then 6 weeks, 6 months down the road, they lambaste you and say, "Oh, they made a really shitty product. Oh, it didn't come out the way I wanted it," and because their thing out in the social world now, it's easy for everybody to rally behind them and not say, well, did the publisher give them good advice and they just, because they were just a cheap bastard, for a lack of a better word.
This and this is where this is the rabbit hole that I want to go down on our next video. But we're getting ready to be closing time here. But I'll say it like this is, it is easy for people, and this is the trend now. People have a propensity now to go and they use like Facebook PM, and they go, "Hey, Glenn, did you know Tom did this?" Or, Chris and Tom are doing this. And what they do is they take the truth, but then they add a bunch of bullshit to it. And they kind of like make it worse. Like, I've got an ex guy I worked with, he's really respected in the gaming field. He really is. And, he's an asshole. And I'll just say it. He is. Because what he does is he lies to people. And, he lies in the most nastiest of ways because, he's a guy that gets online and literally tells people that I'm a convicted criminal. Okay. But this guy has a federal felony conviction for drug trafficking. And we'll get into that next week when we talk.
Okay.
But this guy goes around and he stands around on his self-righteous pedestal and says, I am, the dark conqueror. But then he goes around and he knocks me because he's mad at me because I said we're not conducive to working together. I wasn't an asshole. I just said we're not conducive to working together. But then he goes on a tangent.
It's just like when you have a role playing game. We'll break it down into a simpler concept for the people that are watching your episode. When you're a GM, sometimes you just don't have players that mix with the rest of the group. They're not necessarily always a bad person, but their personality or where they want to take the game, and some people have maturity and can say, you can pull them aside, like, look, I like you as a person, but you're just not working out for the rest of the group, and I have to look out for the rest of the group. But if I get a different group, I'd be more than happy to let you try with a different setup. But then they go and turn around and because their butt hurt or they don't have a thick skin or they weren't raised, to take constructive criticism, their solution is to just tear you apart and try to damage your families, damage your friends, because they have to have their moment in Trafalgar Square where they stand up on top of a stone or a shelf and spread lies and everything. And I don't know. It's just, I don't know the answer to it, but it's unnecessary.
But the thing is that's the whole point is that, okay, I've had authors before that I've worked with that literally came to me and said, Don, listen, where you are going with this is not my vision for my book. I really want to separate from you. I know we have a contract, but I really want to separate. I have no problem with that because, I always tell people, when people enter into a contract, they misunderstand. 90% of people misunderstand what a contract's for. A contract is not designed to tell people what happens when things are going good. The whole purpose of a contract is in case shit goes and hits the fan. Because if me and Tom have a contract to publish Tom's new Star Frontiers knockoff, let's just say, the purpose of the contract really deep down is just in case something goes wrong and Don wants to say, Tom, this ain't for me. Now we know what the rules are now that we're separating. That's the true reason for a contract, really, guys. And I always tell people, I have no problem with you telling me that we're not a good mix because sometimes we're not. But let's be adults about it. Let's go ahead and shake hands and go, you know what? It just didn't work out. I wish you luck, my friend. But a lot of people, and again, we're going to get into this deeply next week when we start talking about this, but a lot of people then go behind your back and they utilize social media. And the sad part is they really try to destroy people, and they legitimately try to destroy people's businesses. And it's like, how can you do that to another human being? I couldn't, as much as I get mad,
they feel like they're God. They get the God syndrome. They feel like, oh, I taken the mighty down, and don't make you realize that maybe you're not really that mighty. Maybe you're just a small business.
That's where it's
at.
at.
But some people just visualize, oh, well, to me it appears like a big thing. Like they see games out in game stores. They don't realize that maybe that publisher only has 10 employees. And that by sheer will and effort and just connections, they managed to get that product, but it may have taken them 10 years to get that product in a store. And by them trashing somebody online, they unravel all that good they've worked for 10 years, but they don't care because they just see that now that game's not on the shelf and haha, I got a feather in my hat. And I don't know the answer to that. I really don't, but it is unfair. And it's unnecessary because what I think topic people should have someday is what is it that a game company needs to be to survive and make games, and what is the average amount of employees they have. I think a lot of people think that a lot of OSR and USR game companies are huge. It's just like when I volunteered with Catalyst Games Labs for BattleTech for years. Everybody lambasted me because I had 650 players register me, and I was the only registered agent in all of Orange County and LA. And because I couldn't be everywhere, they just would attack me mercilessly on social media. So it's not just in your industry; it's endemic to social media.
Well, Fugly just said something, and it was a quote by Eleanor Roosevelt, but it is so true, and that is, great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, small minds discuss people.
True.
That is so true. But Scott Mulder's going to have the last comment of the night. He says, "Tom, I heard Streel fired all their creatives during Christmas. Shame on them." Shame.
It happens.
Ding ding. But
I wanted
ahead,
to
Tom.
comment on what Chris just said. It's in anything. Back in the early days of new TSR, before we realized that Voldemort was a butthole, and it's suddenly, we're putting Star Frontiers back in print, and so I just went on their site, and everything that they revealed, I said, all right. I did a video. I was early in the whole blogging.
You did. I remember that.
I did a video that just said, this is what they're revealing about the game so far.
Yep. Very simple video, by the way.
Yeah, it was. I wasn't criticizing them. I was just doing it informative. This is what it is. And so I released that. I go to Thanksgiving in Boston with my daughters. And we're driving, Tammy and I are driving back, and a wonderful friend named Jess Carver in the Star Frontiers community starts texting me, "Hey, Tom, you know these guys are attacking you online? Those effers were trolling pictures that I posted from Thanksgiving with my daughters."
It was horrible.
They
went after your kid.
I mean, Voldemort, his communist buddy there,
neo-Nazi, anti-Semitism. He was anti-Semitic. He was horrible.
He posted stuff saying, in your heart that Hitler was right, that kind of stuff. That guy. So, and then their alts. It wasn't just those two, but they had alts also doing it. So it was like, just because I did a video about your game, and I just reported on what you
and Tom is not exaggerating, by the way. They went after him that hard. They went after everybody that hard. They went after Tom, me, Eric. I mean, there was no gates.
I heard from somebody that they simply asked, "Hey, when are you putting the game out? When's the game going to be out?" And they got blocked on Facebook for asking that. It was
they were also the lady. It was a lady. She asked them, "Can you tell me when it's going to be released?" That's what she asked. When are you releasing it?
Yeah.
And they called her an effing C word. And I'm not talking about runt or hunt. It was the C word for it.
Well, that's not the story I heard. I heard of a different one. It was a guy.
I got the screenshot. Well, maybe it was another guy. Maybe it was a guy too. But I got the screenshot where they called her that.
And honestly, when that all went down, that's when I said, all right, because I wasn't even sure I wanted to do this vlog thing. I said, that's it. I'm going to make a project. I'm going to make a project of new TSR.
You even said it in a video. You're going to be my new project. It was hilarious. Yeah.
I was like, that's it. You went after my daughter with special needs?
Oh. Well, look what they did to mine. My daughter passed away. And they sent me and my wife autopsy photos in the mail and said, "This is your daughter." And it's like, that's the level of hate that some of these people engage in online.
That's because they don't have a life. That's
Steve,
they don't have a life. Just call it out what it is. These are people that we used to be teased when we were kids, that we're all down in the basement hiding down from the real world and don't have any friends. These are the ones that they're bitter already, and you just, for whatever reason, they latch on to you.
Steve was
and you just got
banned from Facebook. Steve got banned from Facebook because what was it, Steve?
Yeah, all I did was I supported Israel, and they said, "You're out."
Yes,
that was it.
They went after Steve and got Steve banned from Facebook for life.
Well, then I'm in trouble because I support the Iranian people for their fight for freedom, so I must be damned for that.
But that's the point, though.
I have an Iranian friend that his daughter was splashed with acid 5 years ago because she didn't have her veil properly on. You can look it all over the internet. They did it to like 10,000, between 5,000 and 10,000, and our news media doesn't cover it. But oh my God, but how can you be pro-Iranian democracy and pro-Israel in this environment?
Is the problem.
You can't.
That's the problem, though, Chris, is that people do not have the ability to go, and I'm going to pick on Glenn.
Of course.
Glenn, I disagree with you politically on this issue. Okay, me and Glenn disagree. Okay, why can't me and Glenn disagree and still be friends?
Because we're Gen X, and so we learned to do that. Now the later generations, I'm going to sound like an old grognard, are not. For one, I'm going to touch on one thing. You asked the question. I'll be bold. I told you I'd take the heat on the West Coast. I'll be quick. Our generation was the whatever generation. We were the whatever. Okay. And then we would move on. Whatever. Now is you can't do whatever. It's like, that's what it comes down to. You and I, Don, you and I both know we're on different ends of the political spectrum, I'm glad for that, because that means you open up my mind to think in a way I may not think. And then I might be able to go, you know what? He's got a point. Maybe I should think that over again. That's what our generation did. Yeah. The newer generation, I'm going to get a lot of hate. I'm not trying to piss off all the millennials.
You're allowed your freaking opinion.
But you know what? The truth is, and I get this in my union, okay? And I'm not in my union, and I just became a shop steward, all right? And let me tell you, I'm a conservatarian. I'll go right out there. I'm a third party. They can't figure me out from left and right because I'm right down the middle. I'm an offshoot of the Libertarian Party. Okay. But the point is, all of a sudden you pull those people aside and you say, let's sit down and talk. And once they start talking, they go, gee, I really thought you were an asshole, but you're really not. That's the problem. People don't talk to you anymore. They just do shots across the bow on social media, and they feel like, haha, I got that cannonball shot out, and they don't care about whose family to destroy, what business to destroy. And unless you start fighting back with social media against social media, yes, you may get attacked for it. But if you don't fight back, you're going to lose your business. You're going to lose your families. You're going to lose your friends. And sometime as a man, you have to grab the balls by the horn and just fight back.
Well, I had a guy today message me about D20 delving, which we got coming in from China. Okay. It's due to come in August. It's certified. We're happy. We're releasing it. He went after me full bore balls. His message started off with, and I'm not joking, I pulled it up. Hey, fucking asshole cum dumpster. That's what he called me. And my response was, excuse me, what did you just call me? Who the fuck are you? And he goes, I'm a customer, and how dare you talk to me that way?
Because they still believe that they believe in the old adage, the customer is always right. And here's the funny thing. As a Disney cast member, I'm going to tell you something really shocking. I'm probably going to get hated for this, and I hope I don't get in trouble, but I'm just telling you. The customer is not always right.
They're not always right. You know what I told him? I said, what you're getting from me is the same energy you're sending me. Yeah. I don't have to be nice to you, even though I run a business, if you're going to be that way to me. How about this? Don, I'm not happy. What's going on with an order I have? What's going on with my Kickstarter? I'm happy to talk to you. But you come at me like that, and I don't even know at this point what you're talking about. Then you're going to get mean Don, rude Don. And that's what you just got to deal with, you know? But you know what? It's going on 8:45, gentlemen. We're going to come back to this subject next week where we're going to get into talking about this. It's a good subject. I think it needs to be talked about. And I think what we need to do is we need to get into talking about, you know, why is this a negative thing? Because at the end of the day, you know, when you work to ruin another human being because you're mad at them, I mean, come on, people. I mean, what does that make you? Okay, I don't like Tom's politics or Glenn's or your politics, Chris, or Steve's. So I'm going to actively work to destroy your business. Think about the concept of that. I mean, come on, guys.
You're taking food right off their family's plates at that point.
Not only that, but it makes you the horrible human being. But any rate, it's 8:45, gentlemen. I hope everybody has a good weekend this weekend.
Thank you.
It is.
Thank you for letting me be on, please.
Yeah, you're coming back next week. You're fine. Anyone have any? Real quick before we go. Anyone have any special plans this weekend? Anything going on? Gaming? Anything?
I'm going to mail a Streel sticker to Scott Mulder.
All right.
Same thing as always, just trying to plan for our convention, trying to make
good
grow
deal.
and trying to get some subscribers for my channel. I only picked up 2 since the last time. So,
well, what's your channel called, real quick, Chris?
Oh, it's Things and Stuff 4620.
Things and Stuff 4620. Go over to Facebook, Things and Stuff 4620. We'll do a link next week. Maybe we'll do a little bit of a showcase on the channel to help you out.
Or YouTube. Is that Facebook or YouTube?
Or I'm saying YouTube.
YouTube. It's my YouTube channel. I just finally did the first store. I'll keep it under 30 seconds. Shuffle and Cut in Orange County. The one store is carrying new OSR and OSR products and independent games. And I finally uploaded that video. And it was Don and Eric that encouraged me to do it. So I've got to give you credit. Thanks.
So, Steve, any plans for this weekend?
Nope, lots of vegetating.
Vegetating. It's what me and you do best, Steve. Glenn, plans? Anything?
Well, I'm going to be pushing my GoFundMe a little more. People, buy my book.
Already bought your book. Great book.
Why, thank you. Thank you. Yep. And in 2 weeks, I'll have the signing at Barnes & Noble if I get the books.
Oh, hush your mouth. You're getting your books. Hush. You're getting your books.
I just want the number. Anyway, yeah, all right. Here's my books. But that's
fine,
me.
Be that way. Tom, any plans for this weekend?
Oh, I'm moving the wife's office upstairs to the downstairs for her.
Are you taking over the upstairs?
No. Our brother-in-law is coming, and so we're gonna try to give him a quiet space.
Is he coming to stay, live, or what?
Stay and live for a little while.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, his wife passed away, and he's got a family out there, and so he's moving back to Maine. And is
he doing okay with his wife passing away?
Yeah.
I'd be absolutely good man, because I'd be absolutely devastated if my wife passed away.
Those people in Michigan are running him out of the state. That's all. That's what's
What's going on? What state?
He's in Kentwood, Michigan.
Is he from Michigan?
He's in Kentwood, Michigan. Yeah.
He's in Kentwood?
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's an hour and a half from me.
Wow.
Yeah. We were planning on trying to go to WizardCon, stop in and see him.
Yeah.
Away, so he's moving back to Maine.
Well, I'm serious. I'm being very, very serious. I am sorry that his wife passed. Please offer him our condolences. I'll tell you what, if my wife died, you guys would not see me for a year and a half. I would be inconsolable. Nothing you could do would be able to make me smile, be happy, want to do anything. I would be literally like
hermit.
Oh my God, it would be horrible with me.
I can agree.
My wife is my everything. My wife is my absolute rock. Tina is my absolute I can't say much more. That people on my page know I dote on her all the time.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Yep. So
having a good wife is a blessing that every man should be grateful for.
Yep. So everybody, thank you for coming on tonight. We kind of stayed off topic, but you know what? It was a lot of fun. Everybody in chat, thank you very much for coming on. Fugly, Scott Mulder, Robert Stanton. I can't get into everybody because we had a whole bunch of people on tonight. Thank you for coming on. Chris, thank you for coming on tonight.
Thank you for letting me be on.
Glenn,
good night,
thank
folks.
you.
See
Tom,
you Tuesday night.
Thank you very much. And Steve, and we are coming on Tuesday night.
Okay.
Everybody, make sure you wear clean underwear and socks.
For once in my life.
So everybody have a good night tonight.
Good
We
night.
will